Not that you're going to understand this, but round two. Fuck me. The City of Dreaming Books by Walter Morris. Where shadows dim with shadows mate, in caverns deep and dark, where old books dream of bygone days, when they were wood and bark, where diamonds from coal are born, and no birds ever sing, that region is the dread domain, ruled by the Shadow King. Our hero of the story is Optimus Yarnspinner. Yarnspinner. Looks like a T-Rex mixed with a pterodactyl, with a monocle, and opposable thumbs. A word of warning. This is where my story begins. It tells how I came into possession of the bloody book and acquired the Orm. It's not a story for the people with thin skins and weak nerves, whom I would advise to replace this book on the pile at once and slink up to the children's section. Shoo! Begone, you cry-babies and quaffers of chamomile tea, you wimps and softies. This book tells of a place where reading is still a genuine adventure. And by adventure, I mean the old-fashioned definition of the word that appears in the Zimonian dictionary. A daring enterprise undertaken in a spirit of curiosity or temerity. It is potentially life-threatening, harbours unforeseeable dangers, and sometimes proves fatal. Yes, I speak of a place where reading can drive people insane, where books might injure and poison them, indeed, even kill them. Only those who are thoroughly prepared to take such risks in order to read this book, only those willing to hazard their lives in doing so, should accompany me to the next paragraph. The remainder I congratulate on their wise but yellow-bellied decision to stay behind. Farewell, you cowards. I wish you a long and boring life, and, on that note, bid you goodbye. So, having probably reduced my readers to a tiny band of reckless souls at the very outset, I should like to bid the rest of you a hearty welcome. Greetings, my intrepid friends. You are cut from the cloth of which true adventurers are made. Let us waste no more time and set out at once on our journey, for it is a journey on which we are embarking, a journey to Bookholm, the City of Dreaming Books. Tie your shoelaces, good and tight, because our route will take us first through a vast expanse of rugged, stony terrain, then across a monotonous stretch of prairie where the grass is dense, waist-high and razor-sharp, and finally, along gloomy, labyrinthine, perilous passages, deep into the bowels of the earth. I cannot predict how many of us will return. I can only urge you to never lose heart whatever befalls us. And don't say I didn't warn you. Alright. To Bookholm. In western Zamonia, when you've traversed the Dulsgard Plateau in an easterly direction, and finally left its rippling expanses of grassland behind you, the skyline suddenly recedes in a dramatic way. You can look far, far out across the boundless plain to where, in the distance, it merges with the Demerara Desert. If the weather is fine, and the atmosphere clear, you'll be able to discern a speck amid the vast vegetation of this arid wasteland. As you advance, so it will grow larger, take on jagged outlines, spread gabled roofs, and eventually reveal itself to be the legendary city that bears the name Bookholm. You can smell the place from a long way off. It reeks of old books. It's as if you've opened the door of a gigantic second-hand bookshop, as if you've stirred up a cloud of unadulterated book dust and blown the detritus from millions of mouldering volumes straight into your face. There are folk who dislike the smell and turn on the heel as soon as it assails their nostrils. It isn't an agreeable odour, granted. Hopelessly antiquated, it is eloquent of decay and dissolution, mildew and mortality. But it also has other associations, a hint of acidity reminiscent of lemon trees in flower, the stimulating scent of old leather, and the acrid, intelligent tang of printer's ink, and, overlying all else, the reassuring aroma of wood. I'm not talking about living wood, or resinous forests and fresh pine needles. I mean felled, stripped, pulped, bleached, rolled, and guillotined wood. In short, paper. Ah yes, my intellectually inquisitive friends. You can smell it too now, the odour of forgotten knowledge and age-old traditions of craftsmanship. Very well, let us quicken our pace. The odour grows stronger and more alluring, and the sight of those gabled houses more distinct with every step towards Blockholm we take. Hundreds, nay, thousands of slender chimneys project from the city's roofs, darkening the sky with a pall of greasy smoke and compounding the odour of books with other scents. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee and fresh-baked bread, of charcoal-broiled meat studded with herbs. Again we redouble our rate of advance, and our burning desire to open a book becomes allied with a hankering for a cup of hot chocolate flavoured with cinnamon and a slice of pound cake warm from the oven. Faster, faster! We reach the city limits at last, weary, hungry, thirsty, curious, and a trifle disappointed. There are no impressive city walls, no well-guarded gates, in the shape, perhaps, of a huge book that creaks open at our knock. No, just a few narrow streets by way of which the money and life forms of the most diverse kinds enter or leave the city. Most of them do so with stacks of books under their arms. Indeed, many tow whole handcarts laden with reading material behind them. Were it not for all those books, the cityscape would resemble any other. So here we are, my dauntless companions, here on the magical outskirts of Blockholm. This is where the city has its highly unspectacular beginnings. Soon we shall cross its invisible threshold, enter its streets, and explore its mysteries. Soon. But first I should like to pause for a moment and tell you why I came here at all. There's a reason for every journey, and mine was prompted by boredom and the recklessness of youth, by a wish to break the bounds of my normal existence and to familiarize myself with the life in the world at large. I also wanted to keep a promise made to someone on his deathbed. Last but not least, I was on the track of a fascinating secret. But first things first, my friends.